Hi, welcome. All right, how are you guys doing? I am doing well. Thank you guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna be here as usual, and I'll answer your questions. If you have any question, feel free to ask, and I'll answer your question. Where am I based? I am in the UK. I'm in the island. I'm on the island. I'm on the island where we're supposed to have summer, but for some reason we don't have summer yet. For some reason we don't have summer yet. Alright, so anyone got any? I will send you a message. Okay, I'll be wait. Is it? Are you going to give me some money? Are you gonna give me some money? Because if you are, I am down for it. If it's good to do with money, then I'm in. If it's not got to do with money, I'm not in. Yeah, it's raining most of the time. Oh man, I missed my cell. I missed my cell on GU. I missed my cell on GU. Oh well, it's fine. I'm practicing anyway. I'm practicing my skills. Where do you want to take price? Okay, I can see. Let's remove these joins. I'm gonna just be here, so if you have any question, then you ask me. If you want me to look at any pair, then you ask me, because I ain't gonna go through all this, right? That is not happening. So if you have any question, then I'll answer that for you. Yes, most of my trades are based off from the H1 and the H4. I like the H4 levels, and then I use the H1, or maybe sometimes the 15 minutes. I don't go any lower than the 15 minutes. I might start doing it to kind of get very, very precise entries. I don't look for precision in my trades because I'm mostly trading the high time frame direction, so I don't look for precision much. But I can do it. It's gonna take me time to wait for price to get to my level, and let me show you an example. So I took a buy on Euro Aussie yesterday, and the buy that I took, I think yesterday I shared it with you guys here. I said I was looking for a buy at this down candle, right? I was looking for a buy at this down candle. Now I placed my entry right there. So that's where I placed my entry. Now I could have just sat in front of the screen. Let me get rid of here. I could have just sat in front of the screen, gone down to the 5 minutes time frame, and look at the way price is trading on the lower time frame, and then find my entry based on that, because my entry is here, right? And price did not show me it wants to go up in here. It did not show it wants to go up. It came right back down. When it hit my entry, it came right back down. So if I was going to look for precision, then I would have wait for price to give me a break in market structure, right? And then I will look for a perfect entry. So by playing this forwards, I'm just gonna base it off from hindsight. Just look for my last swing low here with my swing high on the 5 minutes chart. So maybe I would have bought this down candle, right? I would have bought that down candle and then left my stop loss below this low if I wanted to look for precision. and then look for continuation to the upside to attack this high, right? But I don't have the time to sit in front of the screen to do this. Okay, I don't have the time to sit in front of the screen to do that. Therefore, I just prefer being on the 1 hour time frame, and I get my entry here, leave my stop loss there, and then just leave it, right? So it all depends. Sometimes I would like to get in early on the lower time frame, sorry, on the high time frame. Days like today, I do have time on my hands because my son is not going to school, so I can do the lower time frame entries. I was actually, in fact, looking at selling short the pound yen and the pound dollar. I was looking to sell them, but I wanted to get into the lower time frame, but I was busy doing other stuff, so I did miss it. I was trying to set up my screen for this session, and I think in the process I missed the actual entry. DAX. Is DAX going for the weekly low? Which low? Move. I don't have any drawing. Let me hide this one. You're reading my indicators, aren't you? You're reading my indicators. DAX, will it kill the weekly low or respect the OB? So you're trying to say this one or that one? Which one? Is it today's weekly low or last week's low? You need to be clear on that. Drop down today on time frame. Which one are you talking about? You've been watching my entire stream on the 15 minutes. Yeah, but which low are you talking about? Is it previous week's, last week's low, or to this week's low? You think it can- let's take the questions one by one. This week's low, okay. So this low you're talking about, let's have a look on the 15 minutes. Now, I think, let me go into the 1 hour time frame. Let's see. I would love them to hold it. Okay, I would love them to hold it. I don't want to see them go through it. I would love to see them hold that low. I would love to see them hold that low. So I would love to see this H1 order block hold. I don't want to see them go below, because if they go below, then they're gonna go to basically optimal trade entry, or they're gonna go below, they're gonna come down somewhere in here, and then that will, it's not bad if they come down here. I mean, it will give you more, it will give you more room to the upside for the next leg to the upside anyway, because if they do drop down, then that would be perfect for price to come back and attack this equal high, because they've left relative equal high. Actually, yesterday I was in a buy on the 15 minutes time frame, looking for them to take out this high. I think here I was looking for them to take out that high from this order block here, and guess what? They never did. Right, so I was looking for them to take out that high, and they never did. So that's an engineered equal high. So I would like to see this H1 order block hold and send it back up. I don't want to see them come down, but if it does, that's better. It's not bad. It makes no difference to me. Okay, it makes no difference to me. So whatever they want to do, they can do it. At the moment, I'm not long and I'm not short. Let me see if I can, get something of it. Yeah, maybe I can take a risk on this trade. I can take a risk on this trade to go back up, and if they stop me out, right? If they stop me out, then I think maybe they're gonna attack this low and come lower. So from where we are now, I can risk and leave my stop loss just below this low, and take my partial up here. Okay, take my partial up here, and then leave the rest to go back and attack this equal high. And if they stop me out, then I'll just, in my mind, think that they're gonna drop and attack this low, and then they'll scream to the downside here, right? So yeah, the weekly open is right there. So that purple line you see, that's the weekly open, and so far we've had nothing to the downside. That's what makes me think that maybe they might come down there, because the power of 3 market opens. If you're expecting bullishness, it has to drop first and then rally, right? So we've opened and we've only rallied, we've not dropped for the week. So you can see we open, we've just rallied, we've not dropped, and we are bullish. So maybe they might take it down. You never know. It doesn't have to do it anyway, but if price action suggests that, then that's what you go with. So for now, I'll look for buy with respect to the order block, time of the day, right? I'll look for the buy, and if it stops me out and goes down, if it breaks this low, then I'll look at something bearish, and then I'll take a sell to go down, and then once you get down there, I'll take a buy to come back up. Let's take the next question. How many trades okay, how many trades a week? You mean how many trades do I take in a week? I go for at least 5 one trade per day. So that's the mindset I have, or that's what I have in my that's what I have in my trade plan. So my trade plan, I go for 5 in a week. I don't have to take them every single day, but 5 a week, once a day. Okay, that's how I've broken down my trades. So if I get 1 a day, I'm good. If I get 2 a day, I'm good. If I get all 5 in a day, which is unlikely, then I'm also good. Okay, so it depends on what I get, but it's 5. Why are you looking for a sell on GU? So I was looking for a sell because of the OB. If you've watched my stream for a while, you can see that I have, nice representation of my order blocks. So I was looking for a sell because of the OB, this one here, and the move to the downside was pretty good, right? So it's a bearish order block. We are trading during London session, so pretty much that's why. And you can see that now if I took this, I would have got 1-to-1 out of it. Okay, right there, and then looking for price to come back down here. Would I get 1-to-1? Yes, right here to the imbalance. So I get 1-to-1, take partial, leave the rest to run. Stop loss at break even. But this is all just me practicing, right? Not my actual live trade, because on my live trade I would not take this particular trade. This would just be a practice session for me. I think we might have some news hit the market. Let me check. Someone might have said something. Okay. Let me look at. I think some news dropped on British pound. I think some British pound news dropped. I want to check. There you go. Because that movement was too quick. In this speech, I want to discuss recent development in the country and the outlook and offer. Okay. Where did that come from? Was that in the calendar? Oh well. That was unexpected. Anyway. Gold. Let's have a gold. Okay, so I'm not on my. Okay, there you go. You're not meant to see that chat. The question was, do you think gold can reach 1850? Do I think gold can reach 1850? Give me a second. Just got something drop in. Give me a second, let me look at this pair here, because I was actually looking to buy it. I was long yesterday and I was looking for a continuation to the upside. Let's go back to gold. Yes, I think gold can reach 1850. Sorry, I was a bit distracted. 1850. Let's go to daily. I'll go for this level instead. 1844. I'll go for 1844. From where we are, I'll go for 1844. I hope that answered your question. From where we are, I'll go for 1844 because we do have this candle's wick. So I'll aim for that first, and then I'll see if they can get to that 1850. But I'll go for this level first. But I'm still bullish on gold. I'm expecting gold to continue going up, so I'm still bullish, right? I'm bullish. I've been bullish all July, so we are still in July, so I'm still bullish. US 30. Let me see this one, what it did. Okay, I think I was doing it on the other platform. US 30. This week this pair has not done much, and the weekly range has not expanded to the upside. We opened and price just traded to the breaker here and then went back up. We've not expanded like I would like to see, so maybe they might take it down and attack this low and come back in here to set up a buy for next week. But they will have to break this. Right, they will have to break this, and until they break that ain't happening. So I'll still look for buys. If I'll be honest, yesterday I did get a buy based on the H4 on this. I think I shared it. If I did a live session yesterday, I'm not sure if I did. I think I did, and I shared this one here, looking for price to come and attack this high. I showed you the 3, the US 30, the US 500, and the Nasdaq, and I said I liked this one because it has this bullish order block to attack this high. So I'm still, they failed to close above it, which is a bit nervy, because if they fail to close above it, that means they only came for the stops above this high and then come back down, attack this low for the stops. You can stay in a range, so you can play this range between this and that for now until they break outside that range. Okay, until they break outside this range, but the high time frame is still bullish, so I'll always look for a break to the upside. Now even if they take out this low, I'll be buying down here. So if they break this low, I'll be looking for a buy down here. So I can look for a sell. Once this low is taken out, I can look for a sell to drop there. The next question: what's your view on euro? What's my view on euro? I think euro should, and you can see it's trading back to this down candle on the H4. I think it might find support here. It might find support there and then go back up again. But this was my target this morning. This high was my target. You can see they've left it go high. So I might look at this down candle for a buy to take it back up there. Let me look at Euro Pound, because Euro Pound just collapsed. I don't know who gave that speech. Whoever it is, he didn't do us a favor at all. Look at that candle. That's wicked. Who's that guy? I don't know who he is, but whoever he is, he must made some mess. He's made some mess, man. But anyway, we're traders, we just have to deal with it. But I think I'll buy this to take it back up to attack this high. And if you do ask my view, I think price should come for this bearish order block in here. That is my upside objective, right? Whether we go for this high, that's yet to be known. Okay, but for now, I'm looking for price to go for this candle. So basically, I'm looking for price to drop in here. That's my aim for this morning. He's nobody. I have no idea who he is, but he's caused some mess. That's some wicked manipulation right there. Look at that candle. This morning I was actually looking at this order block right here. Yep, I was looking at this thinking, do they need to come down again? Okay, that's interesting. Right, that gives us a buy opportunity for this equal high then, if they don't get there. If they don't get there, that'll be the breaker. Yep, that'll be the breaker, so that'll give a buy opportunity in here for a continuation to attack this equal high. What just happened? That's about to kill the weekly low. I'm gone. I've done that. USD CAD, is it still bullish or turned bearish? USD CAD. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like trading. I don't like trading that pair. Okay, I don't like trading the dollar CAD. You can see I don't have it here. The reason why I don't have it here is because they like to manipulate that pair quite a lot. so I don't have it there, right? Let me check the DAX. Okay, so they want to go for previous week. Okay, so they're taking it here. Let me see this one. All right, so they've taken that previous week low, so they might likely take it to optimal trade entry. So watch 50% and watch the 618. Basically this last down candle, this big one here, that's the last down candle prior to the move up. So watch that one. I'll watch from here, right? And they've just left equal highs, so if you get into a buy, okay, that will be where you'll be looking for price to go for. You can also see on the left side they've taken out all these stops, right? So you can basically buy. Now this pair, I don't know your account size, but if you buy optimal trade entry, this is where my style of trading comes in. I would like to just buy it like this and forget about it, right? To look for that. But if you look at it, you can see the profit risk to reward is very poor. Okay, this is how I used to trade. The risk to reward is very poor. Therefore, I want to wait for price to get down here, show me willingness to go up, and then I'll buy it that way. Okay, so that is what you'll be looking for. Dollar CAD. Let's look at dollar CAD. Is it bullish or bearish? Great question. Well, if you look at the daily, there's nothing bearish there's nothing bearish at the moment, right? There's nothing bearish. There's nothing showing bearishness, signs of bearishness. If you look on the weekly, this is our last impulse leg down, so we are just back up to the bearish order block, which is this last up candle. So based on the weekly, we are still bearish, but based on the daily, we are not. So price has returned to that last up candle. If you're looking for price to turn around, you have to wait for it to show you, right? You can't call it bearish until it does, because there's nothing stopping price from breaking this high and then coming back and continue going up. So it is at a level that you need to be patient with price. Okay, it's still trading in here, so you need to be patient with price. If you want to sell, obviously let it show you that it wants to go down. So on the daily, what do you want to use as your sell? Do you want to wait for a breakout to form? Then this is your last swing high, last swing low. That's your last swing high. Then we need to break this before we can start looking for price to continue going lower. And if we don't, then this is your high, this is your low. So we are still bullish, therefore price can come into, as it did, the fair value gap and then continue going higher. So it is at a level that you cannot say whether it's bullish or bearish. You just have to go with what price is showing you. I will go with the bullishness until it gives me the breaking market structure. So I will not touch it, right? I will not touch it. If you want my honest opinion, I will not touch this. They do like to manipulate this pair quite a lot. It's not a pair that I usually trade. I don't touch it. The last time I touched it was in here, and I was looking to sell short to attack this equal low. That was it. So I was looking to sell this order block, okay, to come and attack these lows, and you can see they did run me out. Okay, but I did close the trade before they did that, so I just went back into no trading mode. I'm not trading you. Market manipulation at its best, yes. Do you think GU will continue buying now? That's it's at the previous day's high. Let's have a look. They do have equal highs in here, but I think there's manipulation going on. Okay, there's manipulation going on in the sense that dollar index is kind of sideways. It's not doing much. Pound is rallying. Euro is dropping. So there's some form of manipulation going on. So they can tap into the previous day high. They do have equal highs in here, so they can tap into this, retrace, and then attack the equal high. So for now, I'll just not do anything, because when there's manipulation in the market, you don't know what's actually going on, what they're trying to do. So I will not touch it, basically. As a matter of fact, I don't have any trade on the majors apart from Euro. Okay, I had a buy this morning. I had a buy from here, this candle, to go and attack this high, and you can see I was looking for perfection. I was looking for price to go and attack this high and then go into the H4 candle, and then I don't know who that gentleman is. He just spoiled the fun. Gold just dropped. Yep, so I showed you where gold is trading at, so it's expected. Now if you don't know what this level is, that is what? High to low, that's 50%. So it's expected, or it's normal. Okay. How do you know which OB is valid and which doesn't hold? Also, is H1 is best OBs to trade instead of 15? Yes, I would trade H1 OBs more than a 15 minutes OB. Right? I would trade H1 OB more than I would trade a 15 minutes OB. Order blocks, I think I shared that the other day. You want an order block that has a fair value gap. That's it. You want to see the order block that has, you know, a fair value gap. If you see one on the H1, then you're good. Obviously, there has to be the narrative of is price bullish or price bearish. Right, so if you have an OB with a fair value gap, then consider the direction of price. If we are bullish and I see this, then yes, I'll buy it. So if I see this here on the H1, then I'll buy it. I think there was an example on there is an example on Aussie in here. So it's not completely bullish, but at the time price was bullish, so I was looking for this one. I did hit the high. I was looking for the open. So this is a down candle. It's got a fair value gap, so I'll buy this one all day long. Right, I'll buy this one all day long instead of a 15 minutes. So if I have this and have a 15 minutes OB, I'll buy this one instead. Right, let me go and check pound yen, because that one is looking, I don't know why they pump it up like that. I'll be watching this area for a sell. Yeah, I'll be watching this area. But I'll look at the lower time frame and see when price gets there. Can you explain what a fair value gap and show an example? Let me check the euro. $11.30. Okay. You did not, I think you did not listen properly. I said when you have your bias, so you have to go with the bias. So if I'm bullish and I see the H1, then I'll buy that. So it has to be with the bias, right? If you are bearish, it can offer you a bounce. Okay. The fair value gap in the bearish, so let's say price is dropping on the daily and there's a H1 order block here, Okay, it can offer you just a small bounce. Okay, it can offer you a small bounce and then it will continue going lower. So I'm not buying a bullish order block in the bearish trend. If you do scalp, means let's say you're a scalper, yeah, once price gets here, you can get something off it as a scalper, but I don't scalp, so I'll just use that as a profit target. So once price is dropping down, I'll use that area. If there's, especially if there's something like this and price is dropping, I use this low as my TP. Right, I'll use that low as where I'm gonna take something off. Alright, no problem. So to answer the gentleman's question about a fair value gap, this is what a fair value gap is. This is what a fair value gap is. Can you explain what a fair value gap? Should I explain? I think you know what a fair value gap is. You want my opinion about what a fair value gap is? Give me a second. Let me check. Let me check some pairs. See what they're up to. US 30. There's some manipulation going on. I feel it. I can tell. Okay, so I think the German 30 is looking to go to this level. If I get pullback, I'll probably sell short. Nope, that's wrong. If I get a pullback, I'll probably sell short to that 50% level. Let's go back and check. So this, let me see if I can draw another down candle in here. That was not a nice drawing. So this is a fair value gap, and if we are bullish, price gets in here, I would like to buy long here. You can also buy long at the bullish or the block, but mostly you want to get in there for continuation, and you have to do this during a kill zone. Right, you have to do that during a kill zone. So London, New York, if you see this, then you can buy it. I like to trade order blocks with fair value gaps, especially during the kill zone, London kill zone. I think Euro Aussie was a typical example this morning. So if I switch my sessions on, So if I switch my sessions on, you can see this is London, right? And the picture I just drew here, that's a fair value gap with a bullish order block during the London kill zone, right? So I can buy during this time. Okay, and that's what I did. If you do find fair value gap with order block and we trade down into it, especially on the hourly, right, on the hourly time frame, if you trade down to it during the kill zone, that's usually a high probability order block, so you can buy it. Obviously it has to have all the qualities. You have to break market structure and other stuff, so you can buy it. Okay, to learn more about fair value gaps, I think you can do just a little bit of Google search. It give you tons of information, especially on YouTube. It will give you tons of information. I'm not here to teach you fair value gaps because this is YouTube. I wouldn't go against Michael Hardistin. His if I teach it, I don't want him to take my YouTube down. I don't want him to take my YouTube down. So let's respect Apostle Paul, as John calls him. If you want me to talk to you about it, then obviously I can do that on a one-to-one basis, but not public like this. I can show you how it looks like. It looks like this, and I've shown you an example here. Look at oil. Let's go back to UEN. Straight it back to the very shoulder block. It should come back down again. Any more questions? Um, I just help out in there. That's not my community. I'm just I just I just I'm just there, right? I help. Any question? If you have any question, you can ping it, and then I'll help you. That's all I do. This news is very interesting. Remove or destroying. Let's go back to the daily. Do you? How many hours are landing kill zone? Landing kill zone is, it depends. There's so many. There's so many. What's the word? There's so many different times that people use. It depends on. Whether you've been in ICT mentorship, or you just from the free tutorial club. That's what I call it. It depends whether you are in the mentorship or you are from the free tutorial club. Because if you're in the mentorship, you have a different time, and then if you're in the free tutorial club, you have a different time. So it depends where you're coming from. But I use from, so we are now in the daylight savings, so I use from 7. That is the one I personally use. I use from 7 to 10. Okay, so I use from 7 to 10. Some people use from 6 to 10, but I use from 7 to 10. Well, it says a zone. It's not precise. It says zone. Okay, that's why it's termed zone. Kill zone. So it's a zone. It's not precise. So you're not gonna get like, okay, it's this one or it's that one. It depends on your experience. I like to go with the 7 to 10. Think about it, right? When does banks, okay, when does banks or institutions will likely be in the market in the morning? Is it 6 or 7? Now you can say 6 because that's where pre-market starts, so they will start, looking for what they're going to do for the day. Obviously, probably they did it overnight, which is the Asian range, right? They did it overnight, but then the actual move that they will start, that price will start doing, will start between 6 and 7. So if you do 6 to 10, it makes no difference between 7 to 10. But I like 7 to 10. That's the landing kill zone that I use. Plus, I'm not really a day trader per se. I just use the kill zone to kind of refine my entries for my trades. That's it. how do we join community? I think I don't know how you got the link. If I'm being honest, how did you get the link? How did you get the link to get in here? GU possible OT in New York. Possibly. At the moment, it's just a bit too risky. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just a bit too risky because we have dollar index not showing exactly what it wants to do, right? Dollar index is not showing exactly what it wants to do in terms of whether it wants to go up or down. Even though I'm rooting for it to go down, you can see it's not the cleanest price action that we have yet, right? We don't have a clear direction yet, so it's mixed. It can go either way. Now my take on it is it can make a new high and hit this and then drop, okay? But yesterday, with the drop that happened, I was anticipating them to take out these equal lows, and then you can see today they've rejected. So with this rejection, I wouldn't buy British pound. They've taken out previous day's high. I wouldn't buy British pound for New York because they can send it all the way back down, because dollar index can go and make a new high. So it's a bit tricky. It's a bit tricky to call whether we are going up or down. On the daily time frame, we have to break market structure. It's just the way it is. You have to wait for breaking market structure. EG is bearish. Okay, you're saying EG is bearish. Yes, for now it's bearish, but I'm looking at this, so I hate showing I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, maybe, okay, they might respect this order block. That's the rejection block, and that's where price rejected. And usually rejection blocks are very powerful, and it lines up with the bullish order block, and that's where yesterday price rejected. So I wouldn't write off that this is bearish yet. It kind of took out this high as well, so maybe this is just a return to origin, and then it might reject. I think the guy that gave the news just spoiled everything. You think dollar index cannot go up? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the dollar index wants to do. I'm just giving you what I think. I'm not certain. I'm not gonna say I know exactly, because if I did, trust me, I will not be here. Right? If I know exactly what dollar index is going to do, I will not be here. No one knows. Okay, we are playing probabilities. If you know, I need to come and visit you, bro. We need to have a chat. If you do know, we need to have a chat. We are playing probabilities. Let's check on the 4 hour. Personally, this is my threshold. If they breach this last up candle, right? Personally, this is what I'm looking at. If they breach this high, then I think it might come back up into this area. I like using the H4 as my reference. So if they breach this high, looking at the fact that they've taken out previous day's low, if they breach this high, they're gonna come a little bit up. I agree with you, I just don't want to say it. This thing has turned around, right? Some people don't understand market structure, so you have to be careful when you say, because I know I'm in public, and if I say anything like, okay, it's a buy, someone is gonna take it as work up and they're gonna stick something on it, and so I'm just sharing my opinion. But if you look here, okay, this high, that's a swing high, price broke that high, so this is the last down candle prior to the move up. So this is just a return. Okay, this is just a return to the last down candle that took out price. So until we take out this low, price can still go back up and attack this high. So all this is just pullback. On the daily time frame, we've taken forever, right, to come here, and yesterday we had that rejection. I want to see a daily close above a down candle, then I'm confident probably we're gonna come for this equal high. That's how I look at price. I want to see that institutionally funded candles, if you know what I'm saying. Basically, I want to see this. So I want to see this. I want to see that on the daily, at least a close above a down candle, then I can confidently start looking for the buy. Alright, so yesterday was a good day because they gave big rejection in here, but I want to see them follow through at least to close above this down candle, then I'll be in for buys. All right, let me see on the lower time frame. This drop is crazy. There you go. He started respecting down candles. So again, I'm just doing live session, so I cannot trade. But if I was not doing this, I'll probably be looking for longs, right? I'll be looking for longs. And one thing that you guys need to kind of put in your mind, that there's nothing absolute, okay, in price. We are only playing probabilities, so don't have an absolute opinion about price. Be flexible, okay? Don't have an absolute don't look for an absolute opinion about price. Be flexible, because price is always right. The only thing that's always right is price. Apart from that, everything else can be wrong. You can be wrong, I can be wrong. Price is always right. So keep that in mind. Look for DXY down move in New York later when it breaks Asian high, if setup given. Well, we shall see. We shall see. We shall see. I mean, I know what I'm looking for. If I see it, then I will trade it. If it's not there, then I'll be like, thank you very much, I'm not interested. So whether it goes up or it goes down, it makes no difference to me, because whatever it does, I will see what I know what I'm looking for. So when it presents itself, then I'll take it. What is the lowest time frame you use for your breaking structure before taking a trade? Hourly. I like to see hourly breaking market structure, and I can start looking for potential trades, but it has to hit a high time frame level. Okay, so if I'm looking for an hourly breaking market structure, maybe it has to hit a daily level. So we hit the daily level like this. So that's the daily level. We hit the daily level, H1 breaking structure, then I'll look for the pullback and buy. Okay, so I think I'll be signing off in the next 30 minutes because I need to go and have my lunch. And I stayed up I stayed up all night to watch the Aussie melt, as I was looking for my Euro Aussie to go up. Okay, so I did stay up all night. So I need to have a nap. I need to have a quick nap to get myself for the New York session. So I have a lunch and I have about 30 minutes nap, then I'll come back. So within the next 20 minutes I'll be done. No, gold has not shifted to bearish structure. Probably be a stop run. It's just I think it might be a stop run to this order block. Yeah, I gotta eat. I gotta eat. Let's look at where DAX is. Did it give us an entry? Almost did. DAX almost gave us an entry and it's going back down. Can you talk about the correlation between DXY? Yeah, that is a very complicated topic. It's very complicated, but in a nutshell, this is DXY, this is EU, this is GU, and this is EG. Right? I'm not gonna go into time frames, but let's say DXY is going up. Right? DXY is going up. EG is going up. Okay. DXY is going up. EG is going up. What should these two do? Okay. If DXY is going up, obviously these two should be going down. Right? But it doesn't always happen like that, because depending on the price action on this and price action on that, this GU might have traded to a bearish order block here, or maybe it has formed a bearish order block. So in this scenario, you are better off selling GU than selling EU. Alright, when this is going up. If we have the same scenario and this thing is going down, then you're better off selling this one. Okay, so pick the dollar index first, determine what direction that one is going, then check this one and see what direction that is going, and then check the price action on these two, because once you have the direction of the dollar index, because that's the kin, this one will give you whether to go long or short on that. And I'll be completely honest, this morning I was long and I showed you because I saw Euro Pound going up, right? So when Euro Pound was going up and this one was dropping, okay, I looked at Euro and I looked at the British Pound and I saw that Euro had to go into that fair value gap on the H4 that I pointed to you. So let's go back to Euro. Okay, I saw that Euro had to go into this fair value gap on the H4. Right, that was where I was expecting price to go. So what I did was I bought here this candle. I bought this very candle. and I was looking for price to dip in here and then potentially hit the last up candle on the H4, that one, and then I'll be done for the day, right? And then someone somewhere, I don't know who, dropped some bad news and it just changed everything, and you can't do nothing about it. You just have to manage it and then keep going, because there's nothing you can do about the news. Okay, that's why price is always right. I can't say I was right and price was wrong. Price is right, so I just have to carry on. All right, I just carry on. I just want my Euro New Zealand trade to push up so I can enjoy some. Is this Euro New Zealand?
Focus on.
What's up?
Joy and what?
Alright, sorry I had to mute my mic for a little bit. I have my son and my wife here with me. Right, I think GJ is looking good. I shorted it. I shorted that thing because I had, this news was a bad thing. I had a sell limit here. Had a sell limit here, and when the news came, it just went through it like it didn't exist. So I took a revenge. Give me back my money. I'll collapse it when it comes back here. Anyone got any other question? Gold. I think I answered gold. I said gold is potentially maybe a stop run into that bullish order block, so it can go back up again. It's just we have traded to a, you guys are familiar with PDE arrays. I didn't want to mention that word. You guys are familiar with, you know, I call it institutional level. Right, I call it institutional level. Are you guys familiar with that? PD arrays, institutional levels, whatever you want to call it, right? 50% of every range, especially on this high time frame, it's a level that you need to be aware of, that it can cause price to do what? It can cause price to go into some form of a pullback, not necessarily go down, but it can cause a bit of a pullback. in a bearish market, okay, that's enough to send price down again. Right, in a bearish market, that is enough to send price down again. But if you look at the range, high to low, okay, it looks to me that they came to optimal trade entry. Couple that with seasonal tendency, I think it should come into optimal trade entry. Right, couple that with seasonal tendency, I think it should come into optimal trade entry. So I think gold went for the stop losses. And if you use the tip I gave during my first live session that I did, I said use the H4 to determine your bias, right? So let's use that. Actually, let's go back the last 3 days and then use it there. So this high and that high. So we're gonna drop down to the lower time frame. So let's drop down to the H4. Let's drop down to the H4. Let's see. So that's the first one. You can see that H4 did close above it there, right? So yesterday was a day that price was going to go up. This was on the 13th. Okay, that's on the 13th. Price closed above the 12 on the H4 basis. So on the 13th, price was meant to go up, and on the 13th, which was on the 14th, which was yesterday, price closed above this high on the H4 basis. So that means today should do what? Go up. Now today, price has also closed above the on the previous day high on the H4 basis. So I'm expecting price to continue going up, but it's coming down. So if it's coming down, that will be, in my opinion, what, a pullback, and it will continue going up again. So the fact that we did close above this high means anything going forward that comes back down is just a pullback, and it's going to continue going up. So even if gold comes all the way down here, I'm still bullish, and I'll be expecting it to reject and go back up again. Okay, so there you have it. I've just used that first day tip that I gave in an example. Hopefully it's not a reversal. Hopefully it's just a stop hunt for anyone that went long. Actually, let me, my actual analysis is on this pair. Let me flip the page and see if I have a level there. Yeah, so they might take it back down to 1814. Yeah, they might take it back down to 1814. That will be roughly where they might take it back down to, and then I'll be expecting 1846, which is where I told the gentleman earlier that they can take price before it gets to that 1850 that he was expecting. So if it's gonna come back down, then they might take it down to 1814, which H4. Yeah, that will be in a good level to anticipate a buy again. So I'll watch price action. If it gets down here, I'll watch price action for another buy to continue going up. Last question, and we'll bring the session to an end as I want to go and munch some food. So let's see, anyone gonna throw the last question? You guys need to learn the power of previous days highs and lows is unbelievable. If you trade the lower time frame, I don't not that I can't trade it, I just don't have the time for it, because I'm mostly doing what I'm doing here, you know, helping people. But if you do have time, study the previous days highs and lows. For those that do day trade, okay, study the previous days highs and lows and see how powerful trades ideas form around these levels. So that will be your tip for today. Study previous days highs and lows, okay, because that's where most of your high probability trades are going to fall. I don't always look for breaking market structure. No, you have to understand. It depends on your level of understanding, right? It depends on your level of understanding. If your level of understanding is high, you don't have to wait for breaking market structure. Right? Have you ever seen, like, if you've seen ICT trades or the ones that he shares, do you see him saying, okay, there's a breaking I wait for breaking market structure here before I get in, or stuff like that? But he doesn't say that. He will show you on the chart that, okay, this is a breaking market structure, but he understands price, right? He understands price. Therefore, he does not require a breaking market structure before he takes a trade. You just have to know what you're looking for. So if you know what you're looking for, then obviously you can trade without, waiting for breaking market structure. And German 30 is moving to German 30 is moving to that 50%. I actually attempted to sell short. My my broker was like, misquote, 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 and I was like, okay. So Emmanuel, is it Emmanuel? Right, you got a free. Right, you got a free trade here. Right, we outlined it and it played out. Like if they break this low, they're gonna take it down there. So in this case, do I have to wait for a break in market structure? No. I know that once this low is broken, okay, I know that once this low is broken, they're gonna go down there. Why? Because just like gold went to the equilibrium, 50% of the range. So that is the range, right? Just like gold went to equilibrium, 50% of the range. That's the same thing here. Once we took out this low, easy trade, right? Sell short, take it down there, take partial, and then keep the rest to see how far it's gonna drop. Right, cool. You wanna wait for the OTE? That's fine. Alright, cool stuff, cool stuff. US 30. US 30. Alright, we've got 4 minutes left and I'll go and have my lunch. Yep, stay disciplined and don't be greedy. Okay, let's see if they can close above this high. Do I? No, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't do that anymore. Time for mentorship is gone. I don't do mentorship anymore. It's just too much of a hassle. It's just too much of a hassle. I do answer questions on a one-on-one basis. So if you have questions, then I can, help you answer those questions to give you clarity on what you're looking for. But I'm not gonna babysit you on a weekly basis to teach you what to do, because you already know what to do. You're just struggling to submit to the process. I think, in my opinion, you already know what to do. You're just struggling to submit to the process. So there are some questions that needs to be answered. You have the knowledge already. You just need guidance into kind of switching on some light bulbs in your head, basically. So you don't need mentorship. You just need someone to give you some clarity in some things that you are not sure about. Okay, you just need clarity on some things that you're not sure about, and that's what I can help you do. I'll answer those questions for you, and hopefully it will switch on some light bulbs in your head. I think next time I'll leave my Telegram below the description, and if you wanna PM me, you can PM me. Right. Okay, let me see. Settings, edit profile. Okay. Let's see. Alright, so you can reach to me on that. Just PM me. Alright, cool guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you guys soon. We'll see what I can do in future. Take care, have fun.